first stages of being a soldier. Following this training, they will then specialize in more advanced military duties.
Right, very good. More advanced military duties. Many soldiers start their years of military service by taking several months of basic training, which involves the first stages of being a soldier. Following this training, they will then specialize in more advanced military duties. Okay, Mr. Simmons. Whatever.
Many soldiers start their years of military service by taking several months of basic training, which involves the first stages of being a soldier. Following this training, they will then specialize in more advanced military duties.
There you are, Mr. Singh.
That,
That's it.
see you. Pat, Acha, how are you?
Okay, fine.
Good.
Well, see you next year. Maybe. So, would you like to read it, ma'am? Okay. Sir Pat, do you want to?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, okay. Many soldiers start their years of military service by taking several months of basic training, which involves the first stages of being a soldier. Following this training, they will then specialize in more advanced military duties.
Right, very good. So this word soldiers, not soldiers, no, soldiers. It's like sold, I sold it, soldiers. The soldiers are marching. The soldiers are marching. Soldiers. To start their years of military service, going into, let's say, the Army, or the Navy, or the Marines, or the Air Force, something like that. Start their years of military service by taking several months of basic training, the most elementary, newest training that they can start to learn how to be a military person. In the Navy, a sailor; in the Marines, a Marine; in the Army, a soldier. Taking several months of basic training, the first steps or the first stages of being in the military. Basic training. Everybody, years ago when they had the draft and things like that in America, everybody went to basic training, which involves the first stages of being a soldier. The beginning course. Like the first grade, the second grade, the third grade in elementary school, just starting out. Following this training, after the training, the basic training is completed, they will then specialize. What does it mean to specialize? Means to special? You got it, very good. Specialized means special.
Yeah.
Right, well, in a way,
Next special.
they specialize. In other words, everybody takes the same basic training. We all learn how to write or read or whatever. But then after a certain point, when the basic training is completed, then people begin to specialize. They learn different trades, different jobs in the military. Some would be soldiers, others would be working in the Air Force or something like that. Others would be building bridges or something, and all different special training for different careers in the military. But everybody started with the day one basic steps. And once they completed the basic training, then they say, oh, would you like to specialize in this, or would you like to specialize in that? Would you like to be in the artillery? Would you like to be an intelligence officer or something like that? Different careers within the military. But once the basic training, which everybody takes, then you begin to specialize. You find a field in the military that you would like to pursue. Could be one of 1,000 different things that they can do in the military. Soldiers.
Soldier.
Advanced military duties. In other words, you have the basic, then you have more advanced military work. Any questions about the words? Pronunciation of the words? Meaning?
Just specialize is skill.
Skill? Well, you would specialize in a certain skill. So everybody took the basic training. Then you would be offered the opportunity to work in certain fields. In other words, learn a new skill to do something. Maybe be a linguist, somebody that speaks languages like English and Thai and Chinese and something else, and they speak 4 languages, they'd be a language expert in the military. Or somebody could be want to be a driver of a tank, a military tank. You know, stuff like that. You would specialize in a certain field, develop a skill.
Cooking.
But you could be a cook.
More doing.
There would be any of 1,000 different things. Well, yeah, you could be all of a sudden, everybody took the basic training, but then they had people to learn to be cooks in the military, or drive trucks, or whatever the specialty happens to be. Expert rifleman or something like that. Specialize in more advanced military duties.
More training.
Any other questions about those words? Pronunciation? I think the one I noticed most, soldiers. Soldiers. So, you've got to have the soul there instead of soldiers. Soldiers, no. Soldiers. Soldiers. The soldiers are marching. I left my email address, if you weren't here when I mentioned it yesterday. It's there. If you have anything I can help you with English that you can't get an answer to in Thailand, which you probably will, but if there is something, let me know and I'll try to help you with it. Okay, no questions about this? All right.
In USA, every man need to be work for military service?
Not anymore. It used to be, there used to be a draft where everybody would go more or less. Now you have to sign up,
Oh.
but you don't necessarily, unless you're called to go, you don't go. But it used to be everybody, boom, go. pretty much what you would call a volunteer service right now. But in the 50s, 60s, 70s or so, the 80s, it was, you were drafted. You had to sign up and then go. But now it's you sign up, but unless they need you, they don't call you for a certain period of time. But it used to be mandatory, but not, now it's voluntary.
เขามีการเดินทางสมัครใจไปทหารประเด็นสมัครใจเป็นอาชีพเลยจะเรียนแล้วก็จะใช้เป็นการรับใช้ในสังคม
Teacher, final examination. PSA.
Oh, right, okay. I wanted to see if you were awake. Okay. The teacher said that all the students in the class would be given a final examination tomorrow. And there would be no exceptions. The teacher said that all the students in the class would be given a final examination tomorrow, and there would be no exceptions. Okay.
The teacher said that all the students in the class would be given a final examination tomorrow, and there would be no exceptions.
And there would be no exceptions. Very good. The teacher said that all the students in the class would be given a final examination tomorrow, and there would be no exceptions. Okay.
The teacher says that all the students in the class would be given a final examination tomorrow, and there would be no exception.
And there would be no exceptions. Very good. Go ahead.
The teacher said that all the students in the class will be given a final examination tomorrow, and there would be no exceptions.
Right. Very good. And the class would be given a final examination tomorrow, and there would be no exceptions. Okay. So
The teacher said that all the students in the class would be giving a final examination tomorrow, and there would be no exceptions.
exceptions. There would be no exceptions. So, obviously, the teacher said to the students, final exam tomorrow, and let me tell you, everyone will be given the test. No exceptions. Nobody will be excused from the test. Everybody included. Oh, except you, Bill. No problem. You've done so well during the year, you don't have to take the final. So instead of saying there would be no exceptions, there will be one exception. He doesn't have to take the final exam because he was the outstanding student for the year. So there will be one exception. So that's the idea, no exceptions. Everybody in, nobody excused. Unless the teacher suddenly said, oh, wait a minute, there will be one exception. Everybody except you. So everybody will take the test except you. No exceptions? Oh, sorry. One exception. No exceptions. You get the idea by that? What they're saying here, everyone will take the test. No reason to not take it. Nothing will excuse you. You must take the test. Unless the teacher suddenly said, oh, I'm sorry, there'll be one exception. You don't have to take the test. The others, everybody takes the test. Any questions about that? No exceptions?
Exception.
Exceptions.
Not exception.
Exceptions.
Exception.
Okay, good.
Exception.
Okay, this is the ones with the coins in it. The man approached the coin-operated machine to buy a soda. He saw he had only a $1 bill in his pocket. He asked a young lady standing nearby, "Excuse me, do you have change for a buck?" "Yes," she said, and gave him 3 quarters, 1 dime, 2 nickels, and 5 pennies. "Thanks," the man said, and inserted some coins in the machine for his soda. Can you picture that? Machine, coins, soda. The man approached the coin-operated machine to buy a soda. He saw he had only a $1 bill in his pocket. He asked a young lady standing nearby, "Excuse me, do you have change for a buck?" "Yes," she said, and gave him 3 quarters, 1 dime, 2 nickels, and 5 pennies. "Thanks," the man said, and inserted some coins in the machine for his soda. Inserted some coins in the machine for his soda. Okay.
The man approached the coin-operated machine to buy a soda. He saw he had only a $1 bill in his pocket. He asked a young lady standing nearby, "Excuse me, do you have change for a buck?" "Yes," she said, and gave him 3 quarters, 1 dime,
Time.
2 nickels, and 5 pennies. "Thanks," the man said, and inserted some coins in the machine for his soda.
For his soda. Very good. The man approached the coin-operated machine to buy a soda. He saw he had only, $1 bill in his pocket. He asked the young lady standing nearby, "Excuse me." Try to get away from what I hear a lot, accuse me. Accuse me. No. Excuse me. Excuse me. I hear it a lot. Accuse me. Accuse me. Accuse me.
Accuse.
Excuse. I accuse you of robbery. I accuse you. No. Excuse me. Not accuse me. Accuse me. No. Excuse me.
The one that the same voice, accuse.
Accuse is to point to someone as responsible for usually a crime. I accuse you of robbery.
Accuse, what do you like? Accuse.
Excuse me. Not accuse. Excuse me. It has nothing to do with act. It's X. Excuse me. Excuse me. I hear it an awful lot. Accuse me. No. Excuse. with a ooze on the end. Excuse me. Excuse me. The man approached the coin-operated machine to buy a soda. He saw he had only a $1 bill in his pocket. He asked a young lady standing nearby, "Excuse me, do you have any change? I have change for a buck?" "Yes," she said, and gave him 3 quarters, a dime, 2 nickels, and 5 pennies. "Thanks," the man said, and inserted some coins in the machine for his soda. Okay.
The man approached the coin-operated machine to buy a soda. He saw he had only a $1 bill in his pocket. He asked the young lady standing nearby, "Excuse me, do you have a change for a buck?" "Yes," she said, and gave him 3 quarters, 1 dime, 2 nickels, and 5 pennies. "Thanks," the man said, and inserted some coin in the machine for his soda.
Right. Thanks, the man said, and inserted some coins in the machine for his soda. The man approached. Not approach Ed. Approached. You can hardly hear it. But it's not approach Ed. He approached the machine. No, he approached. Just a light little dip. The man approached the coin-operated machine to buy a soda. He saw he only had a $1 bill in his pocket. He asked the young lady standing nearby, "Excuse me, do you have change for a buck?" "Yes," she said, and gave him 3 quarters, a dime, 2 nickels, and 5 pennies. "Thanks," the man said, and inserted some coins in the machine for his soda. Okay.
The man approached the coin-operated machine to buy a soda. He saw he had only $1 bill in his pocket. He asked a young lady standing nearby, "Excuse me, do you have a change of a buck?" "Yes," she said, and gave him 3 quarters, 1 dime, 2 nickels, and 5 pennies. "Thanks," the man said, and inserted some coins in the machine for his soda.
Right, very good. Good job. The man approached the coin-operated machine to buy a soda. He saw he had only a $1 bill in his pocket. He asked the young lady standing nearby, "Excuse me, do you have change for a buck?" Okay.
The man